What if one quiet choice could change how you see yourself forever? Meet Sami. You've probably met someone like him before. Maybe he reminds you of a friend, or maybe, just maybe, he reminds you a little bit of yourself. Sami is the quiet one in the room. At school, he's a master listener, absorbing every word, every lesson, every quiet whisper that floats through the classroom. But he rarely adds his own voice to the mix. He's comfortable in his silence. It's his safe space, his shield. One Tuesday morning, a new student named Leo joined the class. He was nervous. You could see it in the way he fidgeted with his pencil and avoided eye contact. During a presentation, Leo stumbled over his words, his face turning a deep shade of red. A few snickers broke out in the back of the room, and soon it felt like the entire class was laughing. Everyone except Sami. Sami saw the hurt in Leo's eyes, the way his shoulders slumped in defeat. But Sami stayed silent. He didn't join the laughter, but he didn't stop it either. The bell rang, and the moment passed, but the silence didn't. That silence followed Sami all the way home. It sat with him at the dinner table, a heavy, unwelcome guest. As he lay in bed that night, staring at the shadows dancing on his ceiling, his mind replayed the scene. But it wasn't just Leo's face he saw. He started to remember other moments from his own past. The time he was picked last for the team, and no one said a word. The time a rumor spread about him, and his friends just looked away. He remembered wishing, hoping that just one person would speak up for him, would say, "Hey, that's not cool." He realized something profound in the darkness of his room. Silence can be a fortress protecting you from judgment and conflict, but that same fortress can become a prison. It can trap others in their pain while you watch safely from behind the walls. His silence hadn't protected Leo, it had simply made him part of the crowd. He had chosen safety over kindness, and the thought stung more than any harsh word ever could. The next day, the air in the classroom was thick with tension. It happened again. During a group activity, someone made a cruel joke at Leo's expense. The familiar wave of laughter started to build. But this time, something was different. Sami felt a knot tighten in his stomach. He saw Leo shrink into himself, and in that instant, Sami knew he couldn't stay behind his wall of silence. He pushed his chair back. The sound scraped against the floor, loud in the suddenly quiet room. He stood up. His heart hammered against his ribs, and his hands felt clammy. He opened his mouth, and for a second, no sound came out. Then he found his voice. It wasn't loud, it wasn't heroic. It was just his, and it shook. "That's not funny," Sami said, his voice barely above a whisper, but it cut through the room like a siren. "Just stop." That was it. Just 5 words. The laughter died instantly. A few students looked down at their desks, embarrassed. The teacher, who had been on the other side of the room, looked over, a flicker of surprise and approval in her eyes. The moment hung in the air, heavy and transformative. After class, there were no high fives, no pats on the back. No one congratulated Sami for his bravery. The world didn't change in a dramatic, movie-like fashion. But as Sami packed his bag, he felt a shift inside himself. It was a quiet, internal earthquake. For the very first time, he felt proud. He hadn't spoken up for applause or for recognition. He had spoken up because it was the right thing to do. And in doing so, he finally felt seen not by others, but by himself. Walking home, the afternoon sun felt warmer on his skin. He looked at his own reflection in a shop window and saw someone new looking back. Someone who was still quiet, but whose silence now had a choice. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows on the sidewalk, a powerful question settled in his mind. How many times did my silence feel safe, but my voice could have mattered more? Your voice matters, even when it shakes. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, please consider subscribing for more content like this. We'll see you in the next one.